Um, I went to the University of Illinois in 1962 because at the time it was the only accessible college in the country, except for Wright State in Detroit, which was only partially accessible and was even harder to get around in and had less well-developed program. The University of Illinois was already famous in the country for um, its accessibility program. They had a regular, just a freshman training session, and you had to go and be evaluated by the physical therapist, and independence was insisted upon, psychological and physical independence. Tim Nugent was the director, and his experience was because of World War II vets coming home to Illinois and not having an ability to get a higher education because they were disabled in some way. So that was his motivation to start this program at the University of Illinois. It is still in operation. It's been, it has international renown now, and its athletic team was one of the first to be very successful in wheelchair Olympics and all that kind of stuff. So if you ever look up anything about the, I can't even think of the name of the program at the University of Illinois, it's still ongoing, but it was new then. And so we chose that place. I went there and have all kinds of memories, conflicting, of my experience with DSO, Disabled Students Organization, was the name of at the time. And I'll have to go into that another time. From there, I met Roger in my sophomore year in Spanish class. And so by junior year, I believe, I knew we were going to be married, and that shaped the next academic institution. So I finished my BA at U of I and stayed on to get my MA in a year. It was a year of hell. I took 4, 8, 10 or 12 English Lit upper division graduate courses in 1 year. I wrote 4 papers per course per semester. I went crazy. Then I either had to write a thesis or take an exam. I chose to take the exam because it would take less time, and I did pass it. So between August of 66 and August of 67, I got an MA there. I got married in August of 67, and then Roger had been accepted at graduate school in archaeology at Pennsylvania State, and over that summer he had discovered that all of the professors he chose Penn State for were leaving. So he quickly switched gears and chose his second favorite, which was at the University of Kansas in Lawrence. And so we went there. I was accepted into their English teaching assistant program and their PhD program. And that was an excellent English teaching assistant model. You were trained and taught. They have their own handbook for freshman comp. So it was an excellent program at the time. And so I worked on my PhD and took courses and taught as a TA, and so did Roger. So we were there from 67 till, let's see, probably June of 73. You were born in May of 72, and Roger finished enough of his dissertation in 73 that he could, by the end of 73, that he could go ahead and get a job. So we left when he got a job. I had reached the point in my PhD where I had taken all the coursework, gotten all the hours, took both the oral exam and the written exams. All the hard work was done. I was left with a dissertation to write. And we moved. I barely chosen a topic. My specialty was Victorian Lit. I picked some minor Victorian Lit author, George Reade, come to think about it, Reade. And I was going to read his stuff, come up with a more specific topic, and write a PhD. No way. I mean, a thesis. No way. I checked out all of his books from the library, took them with me to Rome, Georgia, was involved from then on in life, not in academics, had no motivation to write that dissertation, and never did. But KU gave a degree, actual degree title, if you got that far, and they called it an MPhil, which I think stood for Masters of Philosophy, which was everything but a dissertation. So technically I have that, and I don't regret not writing the dissertation. I really don't. It cost me maybe one job, but the job I ended up with finally was with such a perfect institution that I made more money.
Where?
At the Metropolitan Community Colleges than I would have probably anywhere else, and had great benefits. So I don't really regret the stress that darn thing would have caused me if I'd tried to finish it. So I quit formal schooling in June of '73. And if I'd been able-bodied and chose a profession, I always tell Dawn I would have been a marine biologist, because I love the outdoors. I absolutely love the sea and the water and animals, critters. That's probably a favorite memory for a dad. I need to get back to that. Because of our dad, Kendall and I are naturalists through and through. Dad loved critters and grew up on a farm and had a trap run, all kinds of stuff. Took us kids to Audubon Society meetings once a month, all through our childhood. So I would have been something having to do with the outside world, I think. And I always claim it would be a marine biologist. I have no idea where I would have ended up, but it wouldn't be with a lot of paperwork. It probably would be now, no matter what.